All right, let's look at 4H. So literal equations are just when we have letters instead of numbers. So you'll see here this middle term is K. Normally that would be a number. This final term is K. Normally that would be a number, but it makes no difference. So you can see I've written the quadratic formula up here. So we're going to use that to solve this equation in A. So I'm going to say A is 1. Great, it's saving. Won't be a second. A is 1. B is K. And C is K, because B is this letter and C is this letter. So when we go to use the quadratic formula, x equals negative K plus or minus the square root of K squared minus 4 times 1 times K all over 2. And that's all we do. That's our answer. There's nothing there we can simplify. So that's not too bad. It's just that it's letters instead of numbers. Let's look at this next one. It's a little bit hard because it's a cubic, but I'm still going to go through the same process. I'm going to say, does 1 work? No, I'm not, because I'm going to look for something common first. And I'm going to see they've all got an x term. There's no constant on the end, so I'm just going to factor out an x. And now I don't have to factorise a cubic, I just have to factorise that quadratic inside here. So I'm looking for, at the start I'm going to have x, multiply to give me a minus, add to give me a subtraction, so they must be minus. And I'm thinking factors of, this will be a bit weird, factors of 2a squared that add to 3a or have a difference of 3a. So I'm going to think I've got minus 2a minus a, and then I'm going to do a check. X squared minus ax minus 2ax plus a squared. Yes, it works. So that means x is 0, x is 2a, and x is a as our solution. So we know we have all the skills for this, but it's just about putting them together for 4H, and that's the sort of things you get in exam questions. So let's have a look at the next example. There's just 3 different scenarios because we know there's lots of different varieties of questions we can have that test the same thing. So ax cubed minus b equals c. So rather than factorising, because that's a bit tricky, I'm going to say ax cubed equals c plus b. We're just moving that b across to here. So x cubed equals c plus b on a. So x must be the cube root of c plus b on a. And we don't do plus or minus with cube, do we? Because we know the sign does matter with a cubic. Let's have a look at b. Same sort of vibe. First thing I'm going to do is x plus b cubed equals c on a. Just dividing that a. Then I'm going to say x plus b is the cube root of c on a. So x is the cube root of c on a, take b. So it's just using your same algebra skills that you already have, but just using letters instead of numbers. And the last one, example 39, find the coordinates of the points of intersection. So we want to find where this parabola meets this line. So because this is y equals and this is y equals, I know, it's by the substitution method, I guess, that these are equal. X squared minus 2 equals x plus 4. Then we rearrange. X squared minus 3x minus 6 equals 0. Factors of 6 with a difference of 3. I can't think of any. So I'm going to use the quadratic formula. You could complete the square if you'd rather. I tend to not do that. You can do what you want. A is 1, B is minus 3, C is minus 6. So we've got negative b plus or minus the square root of 9 minus 4 times 1 times minus 6 all over 2a. 2. 3 plus or minus, and this will be, what have I got? 9 plus 24, 33 over 2. All right, have we finished? No, we haven't, because that's just given me my 2 x coordinates when they meet. If you think about what this looks like, we've got some sort of parabola. I'm just going to draw it wherever, and a straight line. So they're going to meet at 1, 2 spots. So my x coordinates are 3 plus root 33 on 2 and 3 minus root 33 on 2. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to subs x equals 3 plus root 33 on 2. I'm going to do that into equation 2, which I'll call this one. Why? Because it's easier. And if I do that, you don't need to watch me doing that. You get y equals 11 plus root 33 on 2. You'll just have to do that, figure it out. If I do the other one, x, hang on, we're just saving. You know what I'm going to do though, don't you? I'm going to do x equals 3 minus root 33 on 2, and I'm going to subs that into question 2. The x plus 4, and I'm going to get y equals 11 minus root 33 on 2. So that way I've got my x coordinates and I've got my y coordinates. Now I'm going to read, what does the question say? Find the coordinates of the points of intersection. So then I'm going to give the actual answer, which I'll do in black up here. I know that's messy. It's going to be 3 minus root 33 on 2, 11 minus root 33 on 2, and 3 plus root 33 on 2, and that went with 11 plus root 33 on 2. So there's a bit of number in there, but you do know the principles of how to do it, and also make sure you answer the question.